Good afternoon, West in the world. It's Thursday, January the 28th, and this is your review video for the past week from Tuesday's lecture on the age of exploration and Europe's widening world, and now today's discussion about the age of the Italian Renaissance. In trying to set some sort of framework around these two phenomena, we have used or sort of walked through the lens of innovation and discovery, and asking ourselves, well, what motivates new thinking in this particular time period? What are the goals that people are pursuing in these situations? When it came to the age of exploration, we talked about some of the both material and cultural aims that were shared in terms of the pursuit of wealth, whether that was in the form of West African gold or access to an Indian Ocean world spice trade, or as it developed later, the sugar plantations of the New World economy. But also a certain set of cultural ideals. The fact that Europeans had a sort of recognized lack of access to things that they wanted, that they felt cut off from the world by their spoiled relations with the Islamic world that lay to their south and to their east. All of these factors, we said, are motives, especially for the beginnings of Portuguese maritime exploration. And we walked through that process and how it then gave birth, with the discovery of the New World, to the Columbian Exchange, the movements of plants and foodstuffs and material goods around the Atlantic world, and eventually gave birth to the transatlantic slave trading system, which we simply said would be, for the next 300 years, much of the sort of underpinning of Western economic development, something that we'll track along with in the semester ahead. Then today, we looked more internally at the developments in the Renaissance. And at its heart, we identified this philosophy of humanism. And if you held on to anything today, try to hang on to this notion of humanism as a philosophy that celebrates human accomplishment, says that humans do things that are worthwhile and interesting in their own right, and that believes especially in the possibilities of human improvement. And we looked at a variety of expressions of this, from the study of language by Lorenzo Valla, through the artistic representations of people from Da Vinci to Raphael, and how all of these things represent a sort of flowering of creative thinking in this time period, as well as a kind of a link back to what they envisioned as a revitalization of the old classical world of Greece and Rome. We ended then with some thinking about the invention of the printing press, which will prove to be the critical invention for the Protestant Reformation, which we'll be turning to next week, and how this new technology is going to collide with old religious ideologies to produce the greatest fracture in Christendom in at least 500 years. Looking forward to talking about that with you next week. Have a good weekend.